Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you very much the Science Center, Tim Mang and Kirutika and her team for organizing this conference and for having the Maker Fair again here in Singapore. So today I will talk about an open source AI, artificial intelligence, that can be deployed as a smart learning management system in education sector. Let's start. So very briefly about our organization. So my partner and I started Phuc Asia in 2009. And what do we actually do? So we connect inspiring communities all over the world to develop open source technology to make the future better. So it sounds like but exactly inside, what do we do? Move on, please. Okay, so we develop open source technologies, open source software and hardware. What does that mean by open source software? Does anyone here doesn't know or doesn't have an idea what is open source?
Free.
So everyone knows open source. I don't need to explain further. Give me one example of open source that you know. Firefox. Wikipedia is an open source. So anyone doesn't know Wikipedia? Do you think Wikipedia is one of the best dictionary in the world? No? Okay, so this is an example of open source. That's something, so with open source you can make a very cool project by the efforts of the community. So, and similar to Mozilla or Wikimedia Foundation, we also develop open source software. And besides that, we... Not yet, okay. Some of the technical issue because I also normally don't use Windows. Back to the other. So we develop software just like a normal software company, but all of our source code can be found on GitHub. And what else do we do? Besides develop the technology, we also train and teach people from a 12-year-old kid until university level, until adults, working adults, on how to use open source, how to work with open source, and finally, how to develop software based on open source technology. And some of the pictures that we see, that you see here. So within our network, we connect with different communities across Asia. So we can see picture from India, picture from Vietnam, picture from Malaysia. So we work with different open source community, and we give training and workshop at university and through online program. So we also one of mentoring organization of Google Summer Code, if you heard about it. And every year, each month, we put together with the Science Center, actually, we co-organize the biggest open source event in Asia called Phuc Asia Summit. It's going to be in Singapore again next year in March. Okay, and here, so I just want to share a few facts briefly. We have at the moment over 20,000 developers in our Phuc Asia network, and if everyone's familiar with GitHub, we have over 1,400 active contributors and 1,000 plus code comments made every month to the different repository of Phuc Asia. Namely, a few software that we've been working on. First of all, the Open Event Management System, which is a system that allows organizers to run any conference, performance, or workshop, and you can find a software on eventyear.com. Another thing that we developed is similar to Google, but open source. We have our own search engine that called SearchBird. So what you can do with SearchBird, if you have internal data in your organization or in company, you can deploy the search engine for your data. So you cannot do this with Google, but with our system you can do that. And the next open hardware project is the Pocket Science Lab. Okay, so I cannot move because I don't want to. So, what is Pocket Science Lab? This is an open hardware that can be used as a circle that helps a teacher to teach science subject like physics or chemistry, and that can be found on our website. I'm not going to click there. I don't have so much time, but we can go over later. And some other software that we do, we develop also our own OS, Linux distribution, and application for Android. Below also mentioned some of the programs that we run for the student and for private sector. So we do a lot of activities and projects. And so what is the problem at the moment? So the community continue to grow. How can we train everyone, and how can we provide opportunities to everyone? So we don't have enough human resources to be able to provide training to everyone. And Asia is so big. It's like the biggest continent in the world. So what do we do? 2 years ago, we come up with a solution. Okay, so next slide, please. We believe that with technology, you can solve this problem. So 2 years ago, we developed something called Suzy AI, which is an open source artificial intelligence that can act as a learning and training personal assistant that help you to teach newcomer technology and developers to get into the open source field. And over 2 years we go a lot, and now we have quite a stable project, and we believe that it links very well into the education sector. So what is the link? So what is the problem that you are facing now here in Singapore when you talk about education and training? Move on, please.
Not enough facilitators who have the knowledge and experience to teach kids.
Uh-huh.
I would say arms race. Because there are too many tuition centers going around.
Okay. May I go to the next slide, please? Okay. So, of course, there are a lot of problems, but I will pick out the problem that's relevant for this talk. So, we've been speaking with a lot of institution educators, and one of the issues that they bring up to us is manpower. So, manpower, people are very expensive in Singapore. Hiring people is expensive, training people is expensive, and less people want to become educators. That is the first challenge. The secondly is the number of students. Like I listen to all the institutions here, they have a very high expectation. I mean, the administration to the school also very rough for the student. But the population of Singapore is not growing. You know, at one point, you will not have enough students to select from. You cannot just choose all the best students to go to take in your school. So now you have to think. So if you get in the quick student, how can you make the quickest student to be as good as your top student? So how do we do that? Okay, solution. So let's talk about the solution. Okay, so here we propose two solutions for you to tackle this issue. So the problem of lacking manpower and how to train the student in the most effective way. The first solution is using AI to power learning management system. And what do I mean by that? Next, please. Okay, Suzy AI. This is the website. You can go on the website and find out like what Suzy AI can do, but how can it implement into education and training. Suzy at the moment can help you to act as a virtual instructor, to be the person who deliver training, learning material. Because they solve the problem of lacking manpower. So you don't have all the teachers and it's too expensive. Suzy can help you to do this job, to deliver learning material to your student. And the second thing is customized training delivery to adaptive pedagogy. So what do I mean by that? When you go into classroom, if you are a teacher, so there's about 100 students in your classroom. How can you make sure that all the students stay on the same page? And how can you make sure that everyone understands the lesson plan? Will you be able to query this question? And by using SUSE, it actually works with students individually. It engages students every day. So SUSE actually have the understanding what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of students, and later on come up with the method or different learning path for the student, so that everyone stay on the same level and be competent before moving on to the next lesson. Does it make sense? Okay, and the third advantage of applying SUSE is to automate the training content. How can we do that? So this can be done by perform a big data analysis on the test result of the student. So after the student take the test, the result come in, and how can you measure? Does your curriculum or your lesson plan in the beginning have any impact on the performance of the student throughout the test? So if you want to do it like human, you have to take out every single paper and match with your original curriculum. SUSE can help you do that by perform a data and analysis on the test result. So these are the three key advantages to apply an artificial intelligence and a smart LMS. For example, next slide, please. And this is architectural diagram how the knowledge built behind SUSE and how the information flow of an AI. I'm not now explain the technical stuff, but we can see it afterwards. So, okay, and this is our current version of SUSE. So they've been developed over 2 years already. At the moment, we have an application on mobile. We have a web application, and that it can do like many different things. So it works on your smartphone, and it can be customized for any devices. And okay, so let's bring an example for the Science Center. So how can the Science Center use SUSE? Visitor come to the Science Center and wonder, okay, so my interest is making robot. So what is the point where is the location that I should visit? So by feeding the data that you have internally in the Science Center, SUSE will be able to help you to guide your visitor of different location and what fits his desired knowledge base. Okay, and the same thing applies for school. And if you have already inside your school a learning management system and you want to train the student and work through different lesson plan, you can deploy SUSE to do that. And then, as I mentioned earlier, by using SUSE, it interacts directly with your student, so it understands where the student needs to review and where the student needs to practice more, and also analyze the test result. Okay, so yes. Okay, and the second solution that I want to mention here is industry-driven instructor system design. What do I mean by that? Okay, you don't have enough time anymore. Okay, so sure, very quickly. So how many of you here very confident that after your student graduate, he will be so competent in the workplace? And how many students believe that, okay, after I graduate from NUS, I will be the best worker, anyone will come and hire me? Okay, technology changing so fast. So as Sheen here mentioned, whenever you hire people, you look at GitHub. Google, just like you, come up with TensorFlow, and you know Microsoft Archive or Docker, so different, and people come up inventing new programming language every day. How can you make sure that you have the students in the same level in demand of the market? Okay, the industry, we have the director of Intel here. Will he wait for 10 years for you to change the teacher, and then the teacher go back and train the student? It's not going to happen. Okay, so how to solve the problems across Asia. We constantly plug in with the industry leaders and also the open source community where all the crazy idea coming from. And we develop our technology landscape based on the future direction. So, and we're happy to share with you. So what are the demands, what are the technology demands in right now? And also, after we define the technology landscape, we also deliver training throughout our program and contest that you and your student can participate if you are interested, of course. And okay, so what next? Okay, so it's really briefly about AI and what we do. So what are the next steps? So what do we do after the talk? So first of all, we need to understand that open source is really important in order to get your student into the right direction, so that they suitable for the marketplace in the future. Engage them into the open source community. Next please. Okay, so encourage students to learn to open source and participate in different open source projects or to Asia project on GitHub, and sign up our education partners. So we have developers, we have industry experts to giving training at different school and help the student to learn different technology. And in August, we joined our worldwide coding contest called CodeHit. Last year, we have about 1,000 students from all over the world participate in the contest, and will happen again this year in August. And we also run workshops, so we have a booth here at the Maker Fair and show students how to write skill. So the AI that I mentioned to you, not only that you can use, but actually you can develop and you can make your own AI. And it can be done within like 3 hours if you like really concentrate. And the next step is, if anyone here interested to deploy SUSE in their organization or in the school and try out how it can act as a FMS tool, please come to me, and we will be very happy to help you to do so.